I am Uttam kumar Jha, Principal of Choithram School North Campus, Indore. Hello, Namaste to everyone. I am UK Jha, Principal of Choithram School North Campus, Indore. And I'm sure you all will be safe, happy, and healthy. Today, I got the opportunity to speak to all of you, and I'm thankful to Entab for the same. The children must be waiting for the schools to reopen, and the parents also very anxious how the school is going to keep the children safe after lockdown when the school is going to reopen. So it is very essential for me to guide you what precautions and what preparation the school is going to do before the opening the school after lockdown. So when I talk about those preparations and precautions, I would like to say that today the children and young people are global citizens, powerful agents of change, and the next generations of scientists, engineers, doctors, entrepreneurs, and any crisis gives an opportunity to help them to learn, to cultivate compassion, and increase resilience while building a safe and more caring community. Having information and facts about COVID-19 will help you to reduce students' fear, anxiety around the disease, and support their ability to cope up with any secondary impacts in their lives. The guidance and information given to staff, parents, and community members, as well as children, help in promoting safe and healthy schools. Therefore, it is must for us to prepare a document to provide clear and actionable guidance for safe operation through the prevention, early detection, and control of COVID-19 in a school and other educational facilities. We can encourage students to become advocate for disease prevention and control at home, in a school, and in their community by talking to others about how to prevent the spread of virus, maintaining safe school operation, or reopening a school after lockdown requires many considerations, but if it done well, can promote public health. When we talk about the preparation before we reopen a school after the lockdown, we have to disinfect the whole school building, classrooms, washrooms, and even the buses to make them ready for the children to welcome. And before even the children have to come to school, we are going to post some specific guidelines for the parents also, such as if the child is sick or suffering with some cold and cough, the child should not be sent to school. And they have to develop the habit of washing hands with soap or sanitizing the hands quite often, and even avoid touching mouth, nose, and eyes so that we can keep ourselves safe from the virus. Then the school support staff would also be trained how they have to pick the child from their homes in the school buses, the boarding and deboarding both. They have to take care. They have to maintain the physical distancing in the bus also. And before they allow the children to board the bus, they must do thermal screening, and we have to procure those devices also before we are going to reopen the school. So this process, we would be telling the support staff, even the teachers, to see everything inside the bus, because the teachers would also be traveling along the children. So they would also see whether the children are maintaining the required distance in the buses also. Because we won't be running the complete school in one go. We would be most probably what we have decided so far, uh, which may be the plans of the other schools also, that we would be running the school in two shifts. First shift for students of nursery to fifth, and the second shift for classes 6 to 12th. And even in the first shift, where we would be calling the uh, pre-primary and primary students, we won't be calling all together. There also, we would be calling half of the students in one go and the remaining half on the other day. So if you see that if there are suppose four section in a particular class, then that would be divided into two, and the students of two sections, they would be spread into four sections, so that automatically the physical distancing could be maintained. We would also arrange the furniture in such a way so that there would be a distance between the desks, uh, must be required 3 feet as per the guidelines given by the government. The precautions must be taken when the children would be deboard from the bus. They should be staggered. They should not close to each other while coming to school, going to the classrooms. They must maintain the distances, and they should not touch even the walls or the railings of the staircases. These habits must be developed in the children. So every day, where we did when what I'm talking about, to prepare a document and guidelines that has to be posted everywhere in the school, all the staff, the boards of the school, even in the classroom, and that has to be told to the children every day by the teachers, so that it has to be learned by the student. It has to be developed as a habit uh, in the children, so that automatically they would follow all those instructions and guidelines to keep themselves safe from this deadly disease. One thing I would like to add, that even though this disease is, when we talk about the COVID, the first thing comes to our mind, it's very, very dangerous, but we should not make it panic, because we know if we take the proper precautions and safety, then we won't be infected by us. Even the medical sciences say that it, the cases which have been reported, it is very, very less when we talk about the children. It is more severe and serious in case of the elderly people, but otherwise, the immunity which is there in the children as well as in the adult, it is enough to fight against the virus. Even we know there is no medicine yet developed, there's no vaccine has come up. So this is the only precaution which we have to take. That is maintaining proper physical distancing and avoid touching our mouth, nose, and eyes. Even while coming to school, we have to cover up our nose and mouth with the help of mask. We must be having develop the habit of using this quite frequently. So, educating people, educating support staff, educating children, educating parents, and I would say all the stakeholders, if they all come together, unite together to fight against this, to create safe and healthy environment in the school. I'm sure it won't be difficult to run the school in a smooth way. We have to develop the checklist also, because it is not one day or 2 day. Every day these things have to be followed, and even the negligence for a minute or for a day would be dangerous. So we have to be ready with all our action plans, with all our contingencies plan, with all our emergency plans, with all our checklists, so that we could see exactly the things have been followed or not. When we talk about the checklist, so it is related to reinforce of frequent hand washing with soaps and sanitizing our hands. We have to keep the soap required number of the uh, soap bottles uh, in every area where the taps are, and as well as the sanitizer in front of the classrooms also. We have to tell the children not go in a group to the use a washroom, even to fill the water bottles from the tap. So if we start working on this way, if you start preparing ourselves to so that the school could also be open, because I am sure the children are eagerly waiting to come to school because they are missing their school very much. They are uh, in the house for such a long period, and when the school will be open, they would also be a little excited. But on this excitation, they should not avoid to follow these guidelines. It is a challenge for us. It is a challenge for teachers and support staff to see that nothing should go wrong anywhere, from boarding the school bus till the child goes back safely home with the smile on the face. That is what we need. So when I was talking about the preparedness for running the school after the lockdown, preparing the infrastructure, the, the procuring all those materials, sanitizing machine for sanitizing the machine, the buses, sanitizing the classrooms every day, in the beginning as well as in the end of the day, so that we have to procure those thermal screening devices also uh, to thermal screen the children before they board the buses. And it's a duty of the parents also to see if the child is suffering with any kind of problem. They should not send the child to school. I'm sure with all safety guidelines, and which is already been approved by WHO, UNICEF, and if we follow those guidelines the way exactly in the similar fashion, then I'm sure there will not be any problem to run the school smoothly. So, dear parents and children, I'm quite happy to see all of you today and listening to me. I couldn't get the opportunity to see you physically, but at least I could send my voice to you and ask you to start preparing yourself and start understanding the way you have to attend the school when the school is going to reopen. And I must ask the parents also to guide them, and so that this would be their habit when they would come to school, because if they keep themselves safe and also others safe, they won't be getting any infection by any of the processes occurring in the school. We won't be conducting any assemblies. We won't be conducting any games and sports activities. We are not going to conduct any co-curricular activities to avoid the crowd. There would be the academic classes, and we would be focusing on the mental health, psychological health, because the children, when they are so anxious about these kind of disease, they have many questions in their minds. They would even ask several questions from their teachers, from us, to know. That is why I say, if we have the proper information, then definitely it would reduce the fear in us. So we have to give them proper information, update them with the present uh, the research uh, in the field of medical sciences. So they must be updated, and they have to update others also, and accordingly the precautions have to be taken. So with the support of all of you, we have to work as a team, and definitely we would start working very soon. And as I was talking to several people on it, as the CBSE has also talked about given the dates for the board examination, even dates for the JEE, NEET. So they are also going to give guidelines how to conduct these examination and how to uh, basically ask the children to come into the school centers and how to maintain distance and how to screen them. All those guidelines would also be given. So that would also be helpful to us, and we will also incorporate those things in our guidelines and make a proper document, and that would be provided to the parent before the children would come to school, and we would also be pasting all those documents, the checklist everywhere in the school, and the proper follow-up would be done every day. And with the precautions, uh, we would have better learning environment, safe and healthy environment in the school. So, children, God bless you all. Be happy, be safe, be at home till the schools open up and even the lockdown is lifted. Avoid unnecessarily going out and follow your parents' instructions also, and prepare yourself to attend the school physically. So, all the best to all of you. God bless. Thank you.